This is a video to describe how to hook up your DIY Guy 999 soundboard to a computer to install a new profile on it off of his web flasher page. This is not a guide for modifying and uploading changed code. That's a different video that I'll make at some point. This is just for installing pre-compiled configurations off of his web flasher page. So in this case, I have a soundboard here, and I have installed already the Volvo L120 loader sound profile on it. So just to give it a listen, if we listen to it. So if I start the engine, okay, that's just to demonstrate that that's the L120 profile. So now let's say I want to actually put on the CAT 730 ADT profile on it instead, which is available as a pre-compiled configuration on his website. Note, for this demonstration, I don't have everything connected that I normally would. I've just got a speaker, I've got battery, and I've got the receiver, just so I can demonstrate that I have actually changed the profile on it. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find his web page by going to your favorite browser and in search typing in DIY Guy 999 Web Flasher. Okay, and the DIY Guy 999.github.io, that's the one you want. It will take you a page that looks like this. So he has instructions on here, and we'll just simply go through the instructions because they are certainly sufficient. So step one is connect your ESP32 device to a USB port. So I have a USB cord here, and this is different. There are ESP32s that use USB-C. In this case, this is USB. I think this is micro. But either way, if you have phones, if you've had phones for the past 5 years, you probably have multiple cords of these. So it's just a standard cord. And we're going to take our sound module, and we don't need to disconnect it from everything. All we do is simply make sure the orientation is correct and plug it into that port right there. Now, what we're going to do is select the software you want to install. So if we scroll down here, see now Windows is saying this device is ready to go. If that happens, then you should be all set to go. Let's see how this works. So we go down to this part and we click on this, and it's just a listing of all the different sound profiles you can install on the board. Again, we are looking for the CAT 730 ADT. So we select that and we click connect. And that brings up this. So modem device on high definition audio bus COM3. That doesn't sound like our board. And here's what we're going to do to verify that we're actually looking at our board, because we're trying to tell the web flasher where our board is in USB. So to see what we can see, we're going to right click the Windows icon here. And by the way, if you have Windows 11, good luck. I don't have Windows 11, so you're on your own. If you have Linux, also good luck. I've tried doing this with Linux, and it didn't seem to work as far as finding the port. So for now, all I can demonstrate here on this is Windows 10. We're going to cancel this for now. Okay, so again, right-click the Windows icon here, and we're going to Device Manager. And when that comes up, we're going to look for ports. Close this other devices here. We want ports. So here's what we want to know. When I plug this in, does a port show up? So I'm going to disconnect the USB cable that's connecting my ESP32 to the laptop. I'm going to disconnect it. Okay, and you heard Windows is very sad that I just disconnected it. And it opens this to tell me, hey, there's a bunch of stuff I don't know about. Your computer may or may not have that. Disregard that. Again, we're looking at ports, and there's still just the printer port, right? So now I'm going to plug this back in and see, does anything show up under ports? It doesn't. So, in that case, which is the case if you have not done this at all yet, what we need to do is we need to install something that tells Windows that we have an ESP32. Now on his page here, it says click connect and then select the COM port. And if you can't find the COM port, it says no ESP32 board found. You probably wouldn't know that because the port does show up, but that's not the correct port. But in this case, that is exactly what's happening. It doesn't know the ESP32 is there. So we're going to click this link, no ESP32 board found. There are two options here, CP2102 and CH34X. That depends on what ESP32 you have. The ones that I include with the boards that I assemble and offer for sale to people, it is CP2102. So you're going to click that. It's going to take you to scilabs.com, and you click download. And you scroll down, and we are looking for CP210X Universal Windows Driver. Click that, and you see that it is downloaded. Perfect. Or when it is completed. Okay, it's downloaded. So now open the folder where that is, which should be in your downloads directory. Right-click. Extract all, and just click extract. Okay, now before I do anything else, just as a demonstration, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and unplug my soundboard from the computer, just so that when it does plug in again, it is though everything is new. So we are looking for Scilab Sir. And we're actually looking for scilabsir.inf. Now, it's difficult for you to tell. There's two scilabsir files here, and if you have extensions hidden, then that makes it difficult for you to see which one is which. So we're going to view. We went up to view, and we're going to click File Name Extensions. And if we do that, we can now see what the file name extensions are. So this is the one we're looking for, scilabsir.inf. We are going to right-click and install. And this comes up, and we go open. And then we go yes. All right, and that says that completed successfully. So now we're going to test, did that make a difference? So we go back to our device manager. Again, we're looking at ports here, and we're going to plug our board back in. And now you will notice under ports, Scilabs, Silicon Labs, CP210X, USB to UART, COM4. That's what we want. Now we know that Windows sees it correctly. So go back to the Web Flasher page. We are going to scroll down. Make sure we have selected what we wanted, which again is the CAT 730. We're going to click Connect, and now you will see, there it is, COM4 CP2102. That's exactly what we want. So we select that, click Connect. Forgive the clock. I knew I wouldn't get this done before the top of the hour, but fortunately it's only 1, so it will only chime one time. you are going to choose install, which basically just says install and then what it is you selected. So click on install. We are going to select, oh, apparently it's 3. We're going to select erase device, and then next, and then finally install. And again, what this is doing is there are different vehicles that this board can support, quite a few actually, and some of those vehicles are available on this web page to just simply download and install onto the chip without doing anything, without having to worry about the code or changing anything or checking out a Git repository. And if none of that makes sense to you, then be glad you don't have to do any of this. This is a great way to quickly install or quickly change what a soundboard can do, but you are limited to just what your options are in the drop-down box as far as what you can install. Again, I plan to put out a video to show you how to get the board connected to the actual code if you felt brave enough to want to try to change the code. But I'm not sure when I will get to that. Hopefully soon. Okay, it's almost done. All right, installation complete. We click next, although we don't really need to, and then we close that. And now our soundboard should be configured to be a dump truck instead of a loader. So how we're going to test that is we're going to go ahead and disconnect the USB cable, because one of the steps to get this to reconfigure is to reboot it. And now you see, now we've removed power. So note, like I said, you don't have to disconnect everything for you to reconfigure the board, but you should absolutely turn off battery power before you do anything. And then before you turn back on battery power, you should disconnect the USB cable. I don't think you actually have to. I think the board will be fine with USB connected, but if you're unwilling to take a chance, then simply remove USB. So power has been removed, so it is power cycled. So now we are going to power it up by the battery. Start the transmitter, and let's see if it sounds different than it did. Okay, so you can hear it now sounds like a dump truck instead of a front loader. So that is how you can change what is installed on the board. And again, you can choose anything that's in this list on the website. Hopefully some of them make more sense to you than others. Note also that you should scroll down and look at, for any of these configurations, look at the where things should be connected on the soundboard if you're changing. So for instance, the Volvo is here, and that had different functions on different channels of the receiver. The Cat ADT is up here, and it had other functions on the receiver. So you would need to change those for it to match what's on the soundboard. So that's how you do it. It's that simple. It's a very slick system and very handy to use, and hopefully it works for you.